Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Art of Learning. Here we have started the series of History of English Literature in which you will learn whole the history of English literature. So don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon so that you will be updated about the upcoming videos. So the English literature was started from the Old English, or it is also known as the Anglo-Saxon period. So let's see what you are going to learn today in this lecture. So in this lecture, we will cover the introduction of the age, poetry and the poets of the age, prose and the prose writers of the age, and the conclusion. So let's have a brief introduction of the age. So this age is also known as the earliest phase of English literature because the English literature was originated from this very period, and there were two tribes, Angles and Saxons, who are known as the ancestors of English race because the English literature and the English language was started from them. They have originated the English literature and the English language. Before their arrival at Britain, they lived at Sweden and Denmark. They came from Sweden and Denmark at Britain. They arrived at England in the middle of the 5th century. They came from Sweden and Denmark in the middle of the 5th century, and during 670 they occupied almost whole the country. They came in the middle of the 5th century from Sweden and Denmark, and they occupied almost whole the country of England in 670. After their arrival, the Britain was called as England. Before their arrival, the England was known as Britain, but when they came, the name of the Britain was changed into England. Further, their life was based on five basic principles. Okay, they lived their life on the basis of five principles. The principle was love for personal freedom, and the second was responsiveness to nature, the third one was religion, and the fourth was love for womanhood, and fifth and the last was struggle for glory. Thereafter, the King Alfred ruled over England till 1066. From the beginning of the age till 1066, the England was ruled by King Alfred, and the last king of the Saxons was Harold, who, who ruled over England till 1100 AD. Therefore, the period was started from 670 and ended in 1100 AD. So basically, the period was started from 670 and it was ended in 1100 AD. The period was ended when the conqueror William, Duke of Normandy, defeated King Harold at the Battle of the Hastings. So the next period was came, which is known as Middle Age, when the William, Duke of Normandy, who came from France, he has defeated the last king of the Saxons, Harold, at the Battle of Hastings. Then the next period was started, and this period was ended. Further, they sung poetry in their feasts about their gods, battles, and their ancestral heroes. So their poetry was based on the religions, on the wars, and the adventures of their heroes. Further, the English poetry was originated from those songs about religion, wars, and agriculture. So this period is known as the origination of English poetry because English poetry was originated from them. There was not just literature in written form, but it was also in oral form because they sung poetry in their feasts. Further, the much poetry has been lost, but some pieces of writing are still alive. Almost their poetry has been lost, but some of the pieces, very few pieces, are still alive. Therefore, most famous poem was Beowulf. The Beowulf was the most famous poem of the age, which is written by an anonymous writer, and the other poems were Wits Wilder, The Fight at Finnsburg, and The Complaint of Tour. Almost the poetry was based on religious theme because they were so religious peoples. That's why their poetry is based on the theme of religion. And major religious poets were Cadman and Steinwolf. Cadman and Steinwolf were the most important religious poets of the age, and the major themes of the poetry were love, religion, and the battles. Further, the prose and prose writers. Okay, this period is also remarkable for the beginning of the prose because the prose writing was also started from this very period because the King Alfred translated chronicles from Latin to English, and the King of Wessex and Alfred the Great are considered as the pioneer of English prose because they have translated chronicles from Latin language to English language. Further, Alfric was a priest who wrote sermons in the form of poetic prose, and poetic prose is also the form of prose. Therefore, in the conclusion, the age was started from 617 and it was ended in 1180. And the poetry was about religions, wars, and ancestral heroes. And the famous religious poets were Sanwolf and Caedmon. The most important poem was Beowulf, and the most famous prose writers were King Alfred and King of Wessex, who are also known as the pioneers of the English prose. Thanks for watching, and I hope it will be helpful for you. Thank you.